10 most effective and unusual fertilizers for strawberries, from tried and true classics to surprising hacks that actually work. What's legit and what's just? Internet myths. Did you know that even simple ash can make your strawberries as sweet as childhood memories? Or that one tiny mistake in fertilizing might leave you with no harvest at all? That's right, folks. Fertilizing might sound boring or like something only plant nerds care about, but in reality, it's pure magic. Or you could say cooking for plants. Today, we're diving into the top 10 strawberry fertilizers that really get the job done. And not just what to use, but why they work. Explained in plain, everyday language. No fancy jargon. No super duper nano formulas. Just facts, examples, and a good dose of humour. By the end of this, we guarantee you'll know exactly how to treat your strawberry plants, so they reward you with berries as big as your fist. Here's the thing. Strawberries aren't the simple little things you might think they are. They've been cultivated since the 16th century, starting off as wild, sour, tiny survivors of the toughest places. Only later did people figure out that if you care for them right, fertilize properly, and don't slack off, you can grow not just berries, but showstoppers perfect for cakes, pies, or just snacking. Fertilizing strawberries has always been a bit of an art. Our ancestors sprinkled ash, humus, manure, and herbal brews under the bushes. Anything at hand. Nowadays, the choice of fertilizers is bigger than the number of shows on Netflix. It's easy to get overwhelmed. Plus, strawberries are picky. They won't just eat whatever you give them. Okay, let's clear things up. Fertilizing isn't just feeding your plants. It's about giving them exactly what they're missing. Fertilizers come in. Organic, anything that was once alive. Compost, ash, manure. Mineral, plant vitamin pills. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and the whole periodic table. There are also different methods. Root feeding, pouring nutrients into the soil, basically a soup for their roots. Foliar feeding, spraying nutrients on leaves, like a vitamin mist. And here's the key. At different stages, your strawberry plants want different things. Nitrogen in spring, phosphorus during flowering, potassium when fruiting. In other words, they have their own diet, and you're their personal nutritionist. Ash, the healing powder for your garden. This isn't just waste from the stove. It's a real treasure for your plants. Wood ash is packed with potassium, calcium, and phosphorus. It helps strawberries strengthen their roots, bloom faster, and makes the berries sweeter. How to use it? There are 2 ways. First, sprinkle about a tablespoon of dry ash around each plant and water it in. Second, make a liquid feed by soaking 1 cup of ash in 10 litres of water for 24 hours, then water at the base of the plants. When to apply? In spring before flowering, and again when the berries start to form. Important. Don't mix ash with nitrogen fertilizers. Doing so cancels out the benefits, and the plants won't get the nutrients they need. 2. Banana peels. A potassium-rich. Treat banana peels are an easy and powerful source of potassium, magnesium and calcium, nutrients that strawberries need for fruit development, growth and strong immunity. How to use? Option 1. Dry the peels, grind them up in a coffee grinder and sprinkle the powder onto the soil. Option 2. Make a banana peel tea by soaking the peels in warm water for 2 to 3 days, then use the infused water to water your plants. When to apply? Use during the budding stage and at the start of fruiting. This helps strawberries produce bigger, sweeter berries. Important. Don't bury fresh peels directly into the soil. They take a long time to decompose and can attract gnats and mold. 3. Chicken manure. A natural boost. Chicken manure is one of the most potent organic fertilizers. It's packed with nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, essential nutrients that help strawberries grow lush foliage, develop flowers, and produce juicy berries. How to use it? Never apply fresh manure directly. Instead, make a tea by mixing 1 litre of manure with 10 litres of water and letting it steep for 3 to 4 days. After that, dilute the concentrate at a 1:10 ratio and water the plants around the base. When to apply? Only in spring before the flowering stage. Applying it later can burn the roots and lead to lots of leaves but few fruits. Important, don't overdo it. This fertilizer is strong, so it's better to under-apply than over-apply. 4. Nettle infusion. A natural green energy. Booster nettle isn't just a weed. It's a rich source of nitrogen, trace elements, and plant hormones. A nettle infusion helps boost plant growth and strengthens their natural defenses. How to use it? Take fresh nettle, roots removed. Chop it up, cover with water in a barrel or bucket, seal it with a lid, and let it sit for a week. When it turns into a distinctive, smelly liquid, it's ready to use. Dilute the infusion at a 1:10 ratio and either pour it at the base of your plants or spray it onto the leaves. When to apply? Use it from spring through midsummer during the plant's active growth phase. Important, stop using the nettle infusion once fruit starts to develop. Too much nitrogen can slow down the ripening process. 5. Yeast, nutrition and growth. Booster Andan yeast isn't just for baking. In the garden, it acts as a natural root stimulator and helps activate beneficial microorganisms in the soil. On how to use? And dissolve 100 grams of fresh yeast in 10 litres of warm water. Stir in a tablespoon of sugar and let it sit for a couple of hours. Then dilute this mixture further at a rate of 1 to 5 before watering around your plants. And when to apply? In nearly spring, right after planting, and again at the start of new growth. Udnan important. Hey nan after feeding with yeast, be sure to add some ash or calcium. Otherwise the soil may lose nutrients, and your strawberries could suffer from potassium deficiency. 6. Iodine, a first aid kit for strawberries. Iodine isn't just an antiseptic for wounds, it's also a great natural remedy to prevent fungal diseases in strawberries. Plus, it boosts the plant's metabolism and helps it grow faster. How to use it? Add 5 drops of pharmacy-grade iodine to 10 litres of water. You can use this solution to water the base of the plant or lightly spray the leaves. When to apply? Early spring as a preventative measure, before flowering and right after harvesting. Important, don't overdo it. Iodine can be toxic to plants in high doses. Use no more than once a month. 7. Boric acid, a little vitamin boost for your berries. Boric acid helps improve pollination, speeds up fruit set, and makes the berries sweeter and bigger. It's especially beneficial during the flowering stage. How to use? Dissolve 1 gram of boric acid in 10 litres of warm water. Stir the solution well and spray it onto the leaves. When to apply? During budding and flowering. Important, do not use more than twice per season. Overuse can harm the plants. 8. Onion skin, infusion, protection and nourishment. Onion skins are packed with minerals and act as a natural insect repellent. This infusion strengthens plants and keeps pests at bay. How to use? Steep 2 handfuls of onion skins in a litre of boiling water for 12 hours. Strain the mixture and dilute it in 10 litres of water. Use it to water and spray your plants. When to apply? In spring and early summer. You can also use it preventatively every 2 to 3 weeks. Note, do not store the infusion for more than 2 days, as it loses its effectiveness. 9. Fermented grass. An all-purpose green fertilizer grass infusion is packed with nitrogen, potassium and trace minerals. It's a versatile solution that can replace almost all organic fertilizers. How to use? Fill a barrel or bucket halfway with fresh cut grass, pour in water, and leave it in the sun for 5 to 7 days. Once it starts fermenting, it's ready to use. Dilute the infusion at a ratio of 1 to 10 and water the base of your plants. When to apply? From early growth stages until midsummer. Use once a week. Important, avoid applying at night or on cloudy, damp days, as excess moisture increases the risk of fungal diseases. 10. Mineral fertilizers. Your garden's first aid kit compound. Mineral fertilizers are a concentrated source of all the essential nutrients your plants need. They're especially helpful when there's a nutrient deficiency or adverse weather conditions. How to use. Choose a fertilizer labelled for strawberries or berry plants. Mix it according to the instructions, usually 1 to 2 tablespoons per 10 litres of water. Apply the solution directly at the base of the plant. When to apply: before flowering and after the first fruiting phase. Important: do not exceed the recommended dose and avoid watering the leaves, as mineral fertilizers can cause burns. Now, let's imagine this. 1 plot, 2 garden beds. On the first one, you simply watered the plants. On the second, you fed them smartly with ash, nettle, a bit of yeast, and a drop of iodine. The result? The first bed had sparse bushes, some greenery, but barely any berries. The second bed, bushes so strong they looked like little trees, with big, sweet, fragrant berries. One bush alone could fill a whole bowl. That's the power of proper feeding. It doesn't just boost your harvest. It turns, well, it grew, I guess, into, wow, grab a bucket. Plus, the strawberries become stronger against diseases, resist rot better, tolerate heat, and even give you a second crop. All because the plant gets everything it needs, not just nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, but also microelements, vitamins, and immune support. Bottom line, smart feeding isn't about just feeding the plant. It's about supporting it. Just like with people, the better the nutrition, the healthier the body. Strawberries are no different. So here's what it comes down to. Feeding your plants isn't magic, it's good care. Give your strawberries what they really need, and they'll reward you handsomely. With juicy, aromatic, sweet berries. Not just a few for your salad, but enough to make jam. Invite the neighbours over and share the harvest. And you don't have to spend a fortune on fancy fertilizers. Everything's within reach. Wood ash from the stove, nettle from the fence, banana peels from breakfast, a little iodine from the medicine cabinet. The key is understanding why you're giving these things and when. If you want your strawberries to break records every year, save this video, watch it again in spring, and don't forget to hit like. Subscribe if you love doing things right in the garden. Science-based, but without the boring stuff. Drop a comment below about what kind of feeding you've tried and what results you got. Maybe you have a secret recipe. Share it. You'll make everyone grateful. And remember, a garden can be easy. The trick is knowing what to feed it.